Hi, this is Joe again with another review. For the sake of this video, we'll be discussing the 1994 film, My Father the Hero, starring Gerard Depardieu, fresh off, Green Court, and a very, very young Katherine Heigl, who was only about 16 years old at the time. Of course, Katherine Heigl was first being in Grey's Anatomy and a bunch of crappy movies after she left a role on Grey's Anatomy. But here I am just focusing on the movie, My Father the Hero, which was pretty much a stereotypical film of this type, and it only got about mediocre ratings and reviews at that time. That's because it was such a cliche film. Because this movie is basically about the Gerard Depardieu, excuse me if I mispronounced his name there. He plays a Frenchman who was got divorced from his wife, and he has a teenage daughter with her, and it's played by Katherine Heigl. And he decides to take her on a vacation, for 2 weeks during the summer, when she was on summer break from school. So he arranges to take her to the Bahamas for a vacation. And at first, Katherine Heigl's character played Nikki, or her name was actually Nicole, but her character's name was like Nikki, called Nikki for short. At first, she acts like a real bitch in the beginning of this movie. Because at first, as soon as Andre, the Gerard Depardieu character, shows up to pick her up to take her to the airport to go on a vacation, go on this trip, she starts fighting with her mother for a particular jacket because she took her mother's jacket without permission. The jacket was actually her mother's jacket, and they're fighting over it. And Katherine Heigl, or Nikki, calls her a bitch. Almost right away calls her a bitch. And Gerard says to her, "Is that the way that you talk to your mother? What kind of language is that?" Blasting Nikki for, cussing her mother out like that. And that's how the stupid truth starts. So it says, okay, take the stupid jacket. Right? So they go, long story short, she got the jacket anyway, and they go to the Bahamas. Well, at that time, Nikki was embarrassed to be with her father on this trip. Because she hadn't seen him in about 5 years, because now he went back to living in France, and they've been living in America, being married to his mother. He goes back to his home country of France and starts working there, and he's trying to see his daughter as much as he can, but he's always hasn't seen it. Like I said, he hasn't seen it in 5 years. He always writes her letters or calls her once a week or whatever, keep in touch. But he hasn't physically seen her in 5 years. Now all of a sudden, 5 years later, he takes her on a trip. And he says, "So look, I was planning this vacation for 2 years. I've been saving money up for it, and this is how you act." So they're being totally ungrateful. Katherine Heigl is being totally ungrateful in this film. And meanwhile, while she was there, she makes this whole bullshit story that Andre, the Gerard Depardieu character, says, he's my lover. Because he's trying to act a little more older than she is. Because her character was only supposed to be 14 years old at the time of this movie. In reality, Katherine Heigl was actually 16 when this movie came out. And so he says, she's telling everybody, and this particular boy who was interested in her, because Katherine Heigl, she is gorgeous. To be either blind or gay not to see how smoking hot she was. Even at that age, she was smoking hot. And she tells this local boy, who had the house for her, say, "Oh, he's not my father. He's not a relative. He's my lover. I'm actually 18." So she says that she was actually 18 years old, and eventually everybody bought that story that Andre was Nikki's lover, and he said, "Oh, wait, are you going out with a guy who's old enough to be your father?" And right then, he said, "Oh," she says that line, of the boy that Nikki was interested in, and she goes, "I like older guys." she was interested in being, seeing older guys and stuff. And he says, "Oh, come on! It's so ridiculous. It's so pathetic." And unfortunately, everybody buys it, and everybody there on the island, or in this resort, keeps calling Andre, a pervert, a child molester, a pedophile, call him all these things because he's fooling around with everybody thought was an 18-year-old girl. Well, when she's actually 14, he was embarrassed that she was with him on this trip. But then eventually, the son of the guy that Nikki was interested in finally finds out the truth that Andre tells him the truth, so to Nikki that it was his father, not his but he's my father and not my lover, and then of course she was there with him even before Nikki tells him the truth. She says, "Oh, he's dying. He's dying of a heart condition." So there was this famous scene. It was an every trailer when they were sitting in a little cafe in the resort, and Gerard Depardieu yells at us, "I'm dying now," because she was making up one lie after another, and then eventually the truth came out, and of course at first the boy that Nick was interested says that they don't have anything to do with it because he's mad because she kept lying to him. And then of course they had a scene like a Cyrano de Bergerac scene where Andre was crouched down and whispering to Nikki what to say to this boy, and then he bought that, and then of course they end up falling in love with, at the end of the movie, and well, all that's going. That was like the main plot. There was a subplot where Andre now has a new girlfriend who was living in his apartment, was living with him in Paris, and she wants to leave him, but she's still staying in the apartment. I'm leaving you, Andre, because you're never there for me. And then meanwhile, she's there in the apartment the whole time, and Andre keeps calling like every day to say, "Look, I love you, I want to be with you," yada yada yada. And then, of course, at the end of the movie, he calls back the last time. She actually finally does pick up the phone. Well, Andre's current girlfriend finally picks up the phone, and he proposes to her over the phone. Which, of course, she says yes. And that's literally how the movie ends. It's very, very short. It's like just over 90 minutes. So it's a very, very short movie. But, like I said, it's such a cliche movie, and that's why it didn't get any real positive reviews. But it is an entertaining movie for what it is. And, I did enjoy it, especially seeing Katherine Heigl in a bikini. To me, that was the whole movie. And, of course, for all you pervs out there, I wanted to see a 16-year-old Katherine Heigl in a bikini before she was even on Grey's Anatomy. Grey's Anatomy was like years away. Starring from being on television, and she was starring in with Gerard. This was actually a second ever movie role, and she was in a bikini, and you didn't see what a great figure that she has, and she's like gorgeous to look at. That's it. And that's saying she's not a great actress, and that's saying she can't be believable in this part. But like I said earlier at the top, she was acting like a little bitch for most of this movie, and a full-out, bull-faced liar for most of it. So, but she didn't make it believe. And there was one really extremely funny scene where the guy that Nikki was interested, or Katherine Heigl's character was interested in, goes out with water skiing. So Andre or Gerard Depardieu is on the water skis, and he's purposely going faster just to stick it to Andre because of fooling around with an 18-year-old girl at his age. And so that was really the only real physical humor scene in this movie. Now, fortunately, I think after this movie, Gerard Depardieu didn't star in any American-made movies. And the irony is, this movie was based on a French film that Gerard Depardieu starred in the original French version and in the American version. So I guess that's probably why he was cast in this movie, even though he only had like really one American-made movie under his belt, and that was the movie Green Court, which I previously reviewed a long time ago. But in terms of a film, it's not. It's pretty routine, and it's like one of those movies you can watch once and you can forget about. But like I said earlier, the only notable thing in this movie is, say, a 16-year-old Katherine Heigl in a bikini. And God, was she gorgeous. I mean, you cannot give her enough adjectives to describe how smoking hot she was in this movie. So that's my review of My Father the Hero. Please click on the video, please rate it. Please subscribe to my channel. Please forward this video to your Facebook pages. You can check out all my reviews and all on my YouTube channel at RallyC.com. It's OWDY, and that's C.com. There's a homepage for Rally Reviewer Christy Moore, and please check out all of his videos on his website. Thanks for watching, and catch you next time.